Welcome back to Grace to Endure. In this video, you're going to watch me as I interview my grandma, and she's going to tell us what she does to put Jesus into her everyday schedule and what she does to spend time with Jesus every day of her life. Now, she got saved at a young age, around 11 or 12, and she has been doing personal devotions for a very, very long time. She is 96 now. And I wanted to bring attention to a few things before you get to listen to her. What I want to tell you is she starts reading this little book near the end. And as she's reading that, what you see at the top left of this screen, she starts to tear up and get emotional because this is her favorite page in this book. And she has said, she was saying to me when we were not recording yet, that it's helped her a lot to remain humble and to be sweet. And I'm telling you, this book obviously showed, because my grandma is so sweet, so gentle, and so kind in her words. So the fact that she was reading this every day is not a surprise because it worked. The fact that this is what she did with Jesus every day was remind herself to be humble with this book. It was working. I can testify to that. I lived right next door to her for 19 years. So then as she tears up when she's reading what's on the top, her eyes fill up with tears and she's not able to read very clearly, and she has to read it 2 times, and she stumbles over her words a little bit when she's reading what's at the bottom, and that's just because her tears are covering up, making it blurry, so she can't read. But I have it on the screen here so that you can get the most out of it. Also, I wanted to emphasize another thing that she said before I hit the record button. I should have just started recording. But she was talking about how she actually asks the people in her church what they are going through in their life so that she can pray for them also spiritually. And that's something that is unique that I think often we neglect, is to ask people about what's going on in their life spiritually and keeping track of their struggles and praying for them. Okay, and then also another thing that she used to do at her previous church that was a little bit smaller is she used to pray through the pews. That's what she called it. Now she's 96 and I don't think she can do this anymore, but she used to memorize where people basically sat in the church, and every day she would sit there in her chair and she would pray through pew 1, all the people that sit there. Very personal prayers. Not just their name, but what she knew about them and what they had said that they needed prayer for. And then she'd do pew 2 and pew 3 and so on and so forth. And she would literally just pray through the pews. And this would take quite a few hours. But she was devoted to praying for the people of her church. And that is something that I think is very precious, that I think is just a great example and a great idea for us. Hi, Grandma.
Hi.
So we're here talking about how you put Jesus into your everyday life, and I just wanted you to share how you do it. And one of the ways is that I know you pray for your people at your church. How do you do that?
How do I do that? Well, Pastor tells us when we were together, Pastor asks if we have needs. Anybody that needs prayer. Maybe they're sick or something. Or maybe they're traveling somewhere. And so I pray for them.
Okay. And then what are some of your devotional books that you read?
My devotional books, Days of Praise. We do that every morning at breakfast.
Okay.
And that's good. Then I read this book here. But I also read Think on These Things, and that's by Ray Comfort.
Okay.
And they speak to you too. They knock you down every so often,
Very convicting.
Because you need knocking down. Because you get pride and all those things you're not supposed to. And I read my Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I read a chapter in the New and a chapter in the Old every day. Sometimes I read more than a chapter. It depends how short or long it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then what about this What If book? I wanted you to read one of your favorites from this little What If book that you read. It's really good.
Yeah. If a sudden jar can cause me to speak an impatient, unloving word, then I know nothing of Calvary love. For a cup brimful of sweet water spilt, even one drop of bitter water. No, wait a second. Get that again. For a cup brimful of sweet water cannot spill even one drop of bitter water, however suddenly jolted.
Yeah, that's really good. So this little book, who wrote this book? Do you remember?
No.
Amy Carmichael.
Amy Carmichael?
And it's just called If.
It's called If.
And every page has very convicting
Yes.
little words on it, right?
It knocks you down and you need knocking down.
Right. You need to be humble. Helps
Yes.
you to remain humble.
We've had this book as old.
Yeah. I've had it a long time, and it's benefited you a lot.
And it what?
It benefits you a lot.
Oh, it knocks you down.
It humbles you up. Good.
Humble.
All right. I
And
think
then
I need
you
to get a
knock 'em
copy
down.
of that book. All right. Well, thank you.